Hello everybody, I'm Maxi. Welcome to a new episode. Days are passing by and I see more and more China travel videos everywhere, to the point that I'm starting to worry for these people. Yes, China is pretty safe. No mass shooting, no random stabbing, no robbery on the streets. And when you call the police, they react fast and solve the problem, usually. But China is not a crime-free fairyland. Shit can happen. I would definitely not recommend anyone to do social experiments like leaving your laptop in a restaurant and go have a walk and come back to see if it's still there. Not even the locals would do this. There are crimes, there are scams. You still need to use your common sense. So, this episode, I'm gonna share the most common scam archetypes here and how to avoid them. Hope this can give everybody who comes here a better time. Now, let's get started. Okay, the first type is a kind of people that we call cows. Actually, a specific kind of cows, 黄牛, is the most common kind of cattle for meat here. Don't get this mistaken with the kind of cows we talked about in the gay slam video. That's just the niu, it's the umbrella term. The scam kind is called 黄牛. So what are they? If you go to a tourist attraction that needs ticket, or if you go to a store that is really popular and there are a lot of people queuing for the products, sometimes some people would approach you and say they have some special tickets or some special privilege, and that can make you jump the line or get some benefits. You just need to pay some extra money to them to get this. Or if the line is for some popular or limited products, they would tell you that they have already bought some and you can buy those products from them with some extra money so that you don't need to queue in the long line. Or you can buy some limited products that are already sold out. These people are called 黄牛. Don't trust them. First of all, if you buy things from them, you chose to jump out of the official regulated system. So if anything happens, usually it's not traceable. And if you buy products from them, many products sold by these people are fake. And even if it's a real product, you don't know what has happened to this product after they bought them. And if what you buy from them is the ticket or privilege for a tourist attraction, they may lead you to some stores that they have connection to and try to make you spend a lot of money there to buy things that you don't really need. Or sometimes some of them would even lead you to enter the tourist attraction in some illegal way. Anyway, they are gonna make you spend more and get you into a lot of trouble. So, never trust the cows. Okay, the second kind is about transportation. There is a thing we call 黑车, black vehicle. Basically, they are taxi without license. You would see a lot of them at the exits or even inside the train stations, the airports, or the long-distance bus terminals. These people will approach you and ask you if you need a ride. Many of them may be very friendly and look trustworthy. They would tell you it's cheaper this way than taking a regular taxi, or they would say they know the place better or that the place you want to go cannot be reached by regular taxi. No matter what they say to you, don't trust them. Just say, no, thanks. There is a reason why they don't have a license or are on any platform. A lot of unpleasant things can happen if you take one of these taxis. Maybe after a small portion of the ride, they would tell you, oh, the price we negotiated was for each person instead of the whole group. Or they may get out of the negotiated route to pick up some other passengers midway. Anyway, they can get very creative. I mean, of course you can immediately call the police when you realize they are doing one of these, but it's better to not get into troubles like this, right? So, if you need a ride, either take a regular taxi or do what most people here now do, use apps like Didi. Ride-hailing apps like this here are highly regulated, easily traceable. Your location and route are updated live on the app, and because of the rating mechanisms, the service you get from the drivers are more reliable. If I need a ride, I would use Didi. I don't even take the regular taxis anymore, let alone the black vehicles. Okay, the third kind is about hotels. Again, at the exits of train stations, airports, and some long-distance bus terminals, sometimes there are people coming and asking if you need accommodation. They would ask, 要住宿吗? That basically means if you need a place to live, the hotel kind of live. You would see this kind of people more at night and more in lower tier cities from my experience. Again, don't trust them, don't go with them. The normal, decent kind of hotels here would not use methods like this to get customers. If you go to such a hotel, usually you would find the hotel is in really bad shape. Dirty, chaotic, probably without license. I immediately think about all kinds of disease I can get there. And you can meet all kinds of suspicious people in hotels like those. And some people who try to get customers like this are even pimps. If you go with them, you may discover they actually want to sell prostitution to you, or worse, try to frame you for sexual assault. And in case you don't know it yet, buying and selling prostitution is a serious crime in China. You don't want to get involved in it. So again, if you need hotels, always get them in the regulated ways. For example, the more famous hotel brands usually have their own apps, usually on the more high-end spectrum. And for the more regular hotels, what locals would do is to search for one with a higher score in apps like Xiecheng. This is the mainstream platform in China to search for hotels. Their overseas version is called Trip.com. You may have already seen their commercials. So again, always trust the platforms. Okay, the next kind is about tea. This one can be common in some tourist zones. Someone very friendly would come and invite you to have some tea. You thought it's just some friendly local being hospitable, but after having the tea, they tell you it's some high-end tea and they also charge for service, and you end up with an expensive bill. Before there are this many foreign tourists, they use this scam on people from other provinces who may not come here ever again, and now they have new targets. So don't easily trust any overly hospitable people in tourist zones. Okay, the next kind is fake beggars. Pretty rare nowadays, but they still exist. Surprise, you don't see homeless people in China, but we have fake beggars. What's funny is that when you see beggars nowadays, they have smartphones, they have QR codes, they want you to pay them through their QR codes. And if you ask them, are you hungry? Do you need me to buy some food for you? They would decline. They just want money. They are fake. If you traveled or live in Wuhan, you may have already seen a couple doing this in the subway. Seemingly blind, with a loudspeaker playing some sad old-time music. I think I have already been seeing them for more than a decade. And for someone seemingly so desperate, you would expect them to perish during some harsh time like the grand COVID lockdown. But no, they survived. They even gained weight. So, fake. They are not that desperate or not desperate at all. There is another subtype that you would sometimes see on the sidewalk. They would have a large piece of paper in front of them saying what kind of misery they have encountered, or those messages may be written on the pavement with chalk. I don't even know how to get chalks these days. Some of them would tell you they are from a very faraway place and they have spent all their money. Now they don't have money to buy tickets to go back home. But again, if you offer to buy the tickets for them or take them to some place to buy the tickets, they would decline. And usually, if they see the police, they would run away instead of going to the police for help. So again, fake. And there is another subtype. These people will pretend to be mute and deaf. They would come in front of you to imply you give some money to help them. Anyway, if you see people like this, don't trust them. These are also fake, and they are quite common in some transportation terminals. Okay, those are the most common scam archetypes you would experience here. So the rule of thumb to have a good experience here is to always trust the platforms. One of the best things about China going digital everywhere is that all these mainstream apps are highly regulated, highly traceable. And if anything unpleasant happens on them, you have a very clear way to complain or let the police intervene. The platforms help both the buyer and the seller side. For the buyers, it's easier for you to check the sellers on it, and for the sellers, it's easier to reach a larger customer base, and things like payment are easier to manage on them. So it's very suspicious if some sellers chose to not go onto the platforms. Something must be off. So trust the platforms. I have another video talking about the mainstream apps you need to survive in China. You can check that one. Okay, so then, what if something bad happens? How can you get help? So first, you can dial 110 to call the police, and the police here are usually very quick to respond. But the problem is not all of them speak English, so that's an obstacle. But then there is an easier way. You can send SMS message to 12110. That's the number to call the police through SMS messages. This one is quite convenient. You can call the police without making people aware that you are calling the police. And I think this is quite convenient for anyone who can't speak Chinese. You can just type the message in English to the police. Even if they can't understand much English, they can use some apps to translate it. So remember, dial 110 or send SMS messages to 12110. Okay, that is today's video. Again, I hope it's helpful. And I hope any one of you who come to China don't experience any one of this. And I'm actually quite curious about what kind of common scams are there in your countries. So please comment down below and let the rest of us know. Anyway, thank you all for watching this far. If you like this video, if you like what I do, please leave a like and subscribe, or share the video or hype the video. And again, this channel has a membership program. I post trivial knowledges about China and Mandarin in it, like memes, slangs, trivial fun facts. So if you are interested in any of them, welcome to my membership program. The join button is under this video if you have already subscribed, or is on my channel homepage. And thank everybody again. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.